Good morning, my darlings. My name is Victoria and this is Veritas Tarot. I live on the coast in England and I have been very blessed for the last couple of years about being on a spiritual journey, and during this time I've done readings for friends and for family. But I'm now being guided to step out of my comfort zone and do readings for the general collective. And that is with the belief that who's ever meant to come and see this message and resonate with it has been guided by spirit in their own divine timing, the right time for them, whether it be today, tomorrow, or in a year's time. I love to read for love, obviously love of another, but most importantly love of oneself, because we can't pour from an empty cup, and hence my cup of tea tarot. And also in England, when we're feeling a bit down and we need a bit of advice, and there's nothing that a good cup of tea can't help with, and especially if we're having a cup of tea with another, to listen. So this is our cup of tea with spirit, to hear what messages they have for us. I have launched my channel very recently, and I am also available on Facebook and Instagram, and my website is veritastarot.com, and you can see all the details in the description box below. I'm offering a special introductory rate for doing personal readings, and I'm also very grateful if you do like this video, that you would like to like, subscribe and share. I'm looking to do the cup of tea tarots once a week, and also going forward very soon to do an additional rainbow reading for chakra cleansing, which is so important, and all details of that are in my description box below. Sorry about my little dog that's scurrying around. So let's move on with the reading, Leo, I'm using my Celtic cross today because there's that little bit of Celt in me, and I will be clarifying if I need to with the Everyday Witch Tarot, and I have blessed the cards, shuffled them, and I've been guided for these cup of tea tarots to pull 7 cards, which I also feel is sort of 7 is the number for the angels around us and guides around us. So the first card is your present state of mind, you know, where you are right now. And what I have is the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords is somebody who is a little nervous about things, but they're very determined, and they want to move forward with truth and with clarity, and they've come through some darker times, which is represented by the storm. The lightning I always see as the receiving thoughts, so we can think tons and tons and tons of thoughts a day. A lot of those are fear-based thoughts. But when we quieten our mind, we receive the receiving thoughts, which are messages from spirit, from our soul. And when you have the dragon, when that has entered your life, it's very much protective, and it's asking you to tap into that psychic nature. You know, listen to that thought that comes through that has real clarity to it and brings you peace and relief. And allow yourself to kind of view the world through the eyes of that sort of dragon magical world, you know, full of wonder and mystery, and speak your truth. He's wearing the coat, the cloak of blue, and the sword is about speaking your truth. So I think that's where you are right now. I think whatever you've come out of, you're now determined not to be that person again, and to move forward in a much more determined, courageous way, away from the past. I'm going to go back just into the past, just take a little dip, and we've got the Lovers. Now, the Lovers represents choices, and I think there has been more than one choice for you in the past, and I think it's left you sort of unfulfilled. I believe with the colour that they're wearing, it wasn't as exciting as you may have thought to kind of have, you know, maybe more than one person in your life. So I think you've left that now, and this is why the Knight of Swords, I'm just going to pull it up, you can see is going away from that. What's driving you with all of this? This is your sort of subconscious soul. You've got the happiest card on the deck, my darling, which is the Sun. And I love seeing the Sun here, because your soul knows that whatever's in your past didn't bring you happiness, and it is driving you forward like the Knight of Swords. And what I also love to see here is that's the inner child in you. I think there's a lot of core wounds and things that you may have needed to heal, and why you were having maybe relationships with people that didn't make you happy, because unless we heal from things, they keep returning to us, they keep coming to us to help us trigger, to let go and heal from the past. And the white horse here, which you can kind of see here, the white horse is a sort of symbol of clarity and purity, and I think it's very much talking to me that you have been spending a lot of time going within and maybe seeing where sort of conditioned behaviours in the past haven't brought you happiness. I also love to see the sunflower here, because I don't know if you know, but when it doesn't, it's not sunshiny, the sunflowers face each other to give each other the light. So I think you're very much being, people always come into our lives at the right time, and I think your soul and source has made sure that whoever you need at this moment in time is there for you to help guide you and mentor you and help you find the light on your path. So that's your sort of what's moving you forward right now. What's coming in the near future, and don't be scared by this because it's a lovely card to have, because it talks about the end of a cycle and rebirth, is the Death card. And here in the Death card, you can see that that young child is holding up the flowers. So I do really feel that you've made peace with whatever's happened or you will soon be making peace with whatever's happened in your childhood. The pearls represent tears, and so this whole transformation period that you've gone through has come out of a very emotional time. And the white rose that's sitting there, that's a kind of release of sort of base desires or sort of instant gratification desires. You've sort of put that down, and this is a transformation and a whole new cycle that you're now stepping into. You don't want to repeat the same patterns that you've had before. We're then moving on to advice from Spirit, and you've got the Justice card. Now that says that anything that you are worried about or anxious about or fearful about is all going in your favour, and it will be done in a very, very balanced way. I do want to draw your attention to, and there is abundance there with the wheat there too. I do want to draw your attention to the little mouse, and I think one of the things is I'm feeling that maybe in your life you've kind of felt like you've been taken for granted a little bit or overlooked sometimes. And what Spirit is saying is you don't need to be really scary and huge like a lion to kind of be empowered. And in fact, you know, to make the most, to listen to your little inner voice. That's what it is. Listen to your little inner voice and tune out any negativity that's going on around you, and make the most of what you have. You know, be grateful and learn to thrive, not survive. Because when we're in that positive state of mind where I am is the most powerful words you can say with whatever you put out of it. So, you know, justice, everything is working out in your favour, but it's to come from a mindset as you're beginning to understand that when you are in the moment and you are grateful for what you have, you are emitting that out like a radio wave, and you will receive back what you're emitting. So if you're feeling sad and you're feeling you've been a victim or you're feeling vulnerable, you know, the universe will always send you triggers to help you heal from that. So everything happens for you, not to you. And the Justice card is just to say, don't worry. Spirit's saying, don't worry, it's all sorting itself out. But be that little mouse, listen to your inner voice, be very grateful for all the little things you have in your life. And don't worry about what other people think about you, because actually what they think about you is none of your business. It's how they feel from their own lens of life. And that's only really more clarified by kind of where that environment is around you and what energies are around you. And you've got the Queen of Wands. So Spirit's saying, you know, you have a lot of passion for life. There's a lot of stuff around you that gives you that passion. And whether it is your family, your friends, I mean, I'm looking again at the sunflowers lying on her lap. So there's very much a soul community around you. You've got your little dragon there who, you know, as I said, is all about tapping into your psychic nature. And so is the cat. So is the cat. And you know what you want to do. And interestingly enough, the card is also turning away from the lovers. It's turning in the opposite direction. And you're just at a resting point at the moment. You've got the snow-capped mountains and then the other mountains. And the snow-capped mountains are very much a sort of symbolic ending, and it's your passions and everything that are there in front of you. And keep focusing on what brings you joy. It's very, very important you keep focusing on what brings you joy, because the outcome card is the Queen of Cups. And I love this Queen of Cups because she has spoken her truth. That's represented by the blue. The thistle is that, you know, she's come through something that has caused her pain and caused her misery, but she's come to an understanding, and actually her focus, she's very empathic, she's very loving, she's very kind, she's very balanced. She's balancing that cup even when the waters of emotion are around her and maybe cause her to spill the cup. She's come to a state of high vibration where she doesn't allow things around her to affect how she feels about herself. And the cup of love, she's ready to give that cup of love, but in a very balanced way. And what I like to see as well is that she took that leap of faith. You took that leap of faith. That's the cliff behind, and the fool always jumps off the cliff because he knows that's represented in the fool card, because he knows that God's going to catch him, Spirit's there for him. So whatever's coming in for you is the outcome through all this evolvement of your soul and lessons and growth and healing your inner child. It is a very beautiful outcome for you, whatever that may mean, whether that is love for yourself or a loving relationship with another. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Leo, and I look forward to seeing you next time. If you did like it, as I said, please do like, share and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.